Hey, what's up, everybody? Bro Trio here, and Scotty finally beat Spider-Man 2, so I can finally talk about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him do this. Like, Sea of Stars, I'm like, I'll play that one day, but Spider-Man 2, I was like, all right, no spoilers.
Yeah. I straight up no-life this one when it came out. I made sure I had the weekend off whenever it came out and everything. I stayed up that whole ass weekend playing it. It was incredible. It was so much fun. And then here we are a month later, 2 months later. Scotty finally beat it, so I can talk about it. So,
couldn't get to it in time.
The spoiler free section first. I don't know why I said that so weird. But, a few quick things. If you haven't been spoiled by it yet, congratulations. Try to keep it that way, because these will hit so much harder if you experience them for the first time instead of just seeing it on like Facebook or YouTube or something. Like, it's not the same as playing it. Even though you're just watching cutscenes, like, playing it's way better. So, first and foremost, it's a sequel. So, I know there's the stigma. The sequel's doing the same thing but better. It's just bad for some reason. But that's what this game does. It's the same thing but way better. Like, everything feels smoother. Like, you know, you kind of had that from Spider-Man 1 to the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. It's like, wow, Miles Morales feels so cool. Like, this is a PS5 in action.
This one's real PS5.
This is like
not cross-gen. That's 100%. I don't think it had a PS4 version.
Well, Miles Morales may have.
Well, Miles did. That's how I played it. I mean, I don't think this one has a PS4 version.
Yeah,
no. I don't think so.
Nope. It's straight up PS5. You can pick between 30 FPS fidelity mode or 60 FPS fidelity mode.
I hardly could tell any difference, so I went with the
60. Could
60.
barely tell the difference. 60 FPS still does have ray tracing and stuff to some degree, not as good as the 30 FPS, but like, it was still good. Like, a little less shiny symbiote stuff, but I mean, you know,
it was
okay
enough. It was fine.
I wish there was a way to set it, do fidelity mode when it goes to cutscene, maybe, because that would have been cool to see, like, super juiced up cutscenes, like back on like the PS2, and it was just like, this is definitely not a game, like
not in engine at all.
But back to my original point, it's a sequel but better. So the combat feels better. It's more fluid. The swinging feels better. It's more swingy.
The traversal's fun, more fun. The combat's more fun.
You do get web wings now.
The web wings are cool, but it trivialized a lot of the swinging, and I didn't like that as much.
Yeah, because there's the wind tunnels going throughout all of New York, because it's New York, the Windy City, as it's known as. And there's so many wind tunnels.
It was like a big old apple or whatever.
And you kind of just start flying at some point, basically. Like, you're just like Superman zooming through.
I think the gliding would have been cooler if it, like, you fell faster, but it basically was flying. It felt like. But
because there's literally a trophy from getting from one corner of the map to the other with just flying, basically.
Oh, wow.
Like, that one's actually semi-challenging.
Yeah,
I wish there was more stuff like that, but
I mean,
overall,
you basically have to use wind tunnels for that. There's no way around it. But it's not enough to call it a negative, I don't think. But it's just like the flying was a little weird, because it's like, I want to be swinging, but it's not the most efficient way to get around. I don't know.
Well, ultimately,
when you're in the middle of the city, swinging's the best. But when you the gliding going across the river and stuff, perfect.
But you don't have to. That's the thing.
With this, do you have to worry about web fluid at all, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I mean, in combat,
I was gonna say, if you had to keep like reloading it as you were swinging, the wind tunnel would help a lot.
Yeah, in combat you can only shoot a certain amount, but it recharges on its own.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so we got getting around out of the way. So now we'll talk about a quick thing, which is fast travel. It is the fastest I've ever experienced in a game, and it is wild. Like, solid state drive in effect, like,
there's no loading screen.
It basically
it's like 1.5 seconds.
So you just like teleport.
It almost takes more time to press the button to fast travel than to actually fast travel. Like, it's wild. Like,
yeah,
it's so
like,
fast.
and then like the pause screen zooms in, and you're in the city gliding or swinging.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even stop your momentum or anything. It's just you're gliding or swinging.
That's
You're not on a perch or whatever.
And that's just fast traveling as the same Spider-Man. It's also fast to just swap Spider-Man, because you can just like open up the Friendly Spider-Man app, press square, and you swap from Peter's to Miles, and then Miles is just sitting there eating a chili dog or something. You swap to Peter, he's doing sit-ups on a building. Like, they have these cute little animations that, like, they're just doing shit, and then you, like, get a text from the other Spider-Man. It's like, hey, come help with this. And you're like, alright, I'm on it. Like, it's just so cool, so fast, and just very cool to swap between them. Again, if you haven't spoiled it, stay away, but, like, it has an incredible story. We're not going to talk about it here yet. That's coming. But the story is absolutely awesome. If you like Spider-Man, you like comics, like, why haven't you played this game yet? But you'll love it.
I will say, if you're not a huge fan of Venom, you might not like the story too much.
Yeah, if you're not a big Venom fan, I don't know what is wrong with you, but yeah, it's a lot about Venom, a lot about Kraven, and you knew that going into the game. You saw the trailers. And I'll say this, because I was just talking about it with Aaron, because I was like, you know how I know we're old, is that I hate it when games are just like, it's 300 hours, and I'm like, I don't have the time for this. Spider-Man 2 is a reasonable runtime. For completion, it took me 30 hours. Not bad. For Scotty, it took 21.
I'm better at it.
I was playing on hard mode. He was not.
I was playing on the hardest.
No, you weren't.
No, it was normal mode. But I only did what was worth a trophy. I don't know if you did anything really outside
I mean, I swung around a lot. Like, I just loved it. Like,
okay.
Swing around. Peter has tricks now. Like, that was cool.
Wait, you had tricks in the first one, didn't you?
No, I don't think so. I thought that was introduced in Miles.
Pretty sure it was a trophy. Was doing tricks like
In Miles?
maybe. I thought that Spider-Man 1 had tricks, but
I don't think so.
maybe not. I don't know.
Miles has the flare. That's what introduced the tricks. Maybe. It might have been in the first one, but I don't remember it. So, we'll go ahead and slap the spoiler warning up there now, because I'm about to talk a lot about Venom, so go away. Before I talk about Venom, let's talk about Kraven, because he is the initial villain of the game. And Kraven was done very well. I like Kraven a lot.
Oh yeah, Kraven was
way different
awesome.
Kraven than we're used to, because he has a crew. It's got tech.
Mainly the crew and the tech.
Yeah,
and that threw me off a little bit.
And the man bun.
I can see Kraven doing that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I just don't.
But yeah,
It's not necessarily bad. But
having
it's just,
minions seems weird for Kraven.
Kraven, it seems he'd be more of the ambush villain. Like, just randomly through the story, you get tackled by Kraven. Or not even through the story, like random events or something.
Yeah.
That, like, you legitimately don't know when Kraven's coming.
That would be cool.
Because
but
it's just-
what did that? I know Batman did it with Man-Bat in the jump scare.
Yeah. I don't know what else did it.
Something else did
Mr.
it.
X and stuff.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Like, will just pop up.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it just... They pulled it off well because he seemed pretty much like this burnt out, tired old man that was just like, find the challenging ones, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But...
Like, he was doing the research, but he didn't seem to be doing the actual hunting.
No,
Unless he's just literally hunting them, getting the intel, and then going back to home base.
Because, well, he relied on his people to capture everything. He didn't go capture them. Which was weird.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird.
But when Spider-Man first got the black suit, he was like, no, this one's mine.
Yeah.
Like, he did not send his people after him. He was very much in love.
Also, very cool take on Kraven, making him a Viking, basically. Like, he wants a warrior's death. He's got, like, cancer or something. He doesn't want to go out with like that. He wants
hinted
to die.
he's sick, basically.
That might be why he's not as active.
That could be, actually.
That's
never
a good
thought about
point.
that. He is deathly ill, so he might be saving all his strength for the fights. But god damn, is he strong.
Oh, he got the strength. This might, like, Kraven's normally strong, but like that strong, I don't know.
He's built like a truck and hits harder than one. Like, he's like choking out Scorpion, which isn't that hard, but his suit does give him strength.
Yeah.
Okay, Scorpion is physically like stronger than Spider-Man, and Kraven one-shots his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they showed me that. Scorpion didn't even stand a chance.
It was nothing to Kraven. Like, Kraven is...
He's got
strong.
Kraven sense.
Kraven is strong. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, one-shotting Scorpion, holy shit.
And off the screen killing Electro? Like,
And
I wanted to see that. I mean...
Fucking how?
Yeah. That is unlike anything Kraven's ever experienced. Everyone else in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery
he off-screen kills Vulture too, but that's not that big.
Yeah, but they're based on animals. So he knows how animals work. Electro is electricity. He doesn't, unless he's hunting Pikachu, like, he doesn't know how Electro works. Like, I wanted to see, that would have been so cool to see.
He's probably fought an electric eel.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
That's how Electro got his powers, right?
Oh, God.
And then someone, like, game broke and went into an area they're not supposed to be and found, like, models of, like, trophies for Kraven's room or something. It had, like, Scorpion's head on a placard.
Oh, wow.
They had Rhino's head there, too.
There's no mention of Rhino in this game.
If Rhino's just dead and, like, not even mentioned, like, that's upsetting. Like,
I think that...
especially because they're both, like, Russian. Like, I know Kraven's not Russian. I know he's something else. I don't know what it is.
I think the only one of the Sinister Six, assuming Rhino did get taken out, the only Sinister Six members still alive are Mr. Negative and Doc Ock, right?
Yep.
Oh, I loved the shot at Mysterio, though. Like, they kidnapped Tombstone off Coney Island because he was a mechanic at Coney Island. Like, this game had a big Reformed Villains theme, which I liked a lot. But they got Tombstone out of Coney Island to hunt him, and Spider-Man, and you free him and stuff. Mysterio was also Coney Island, manning up he had an attraction there for illusions and crap, and they were not even a little interested in him. It's like, I don't remember how it was commented on, but there was like a log or something that was like, yeah, we're not getting that guy.
Yeah. That one was funny. So yeah, Kraven was done very cool, very good. He has some good boss fights. Like, I think you fight him as Miles and as Peter, both of which were very interesting and challenging. Because I know you fight him as Symbiote Peter, and he learns about that noise weakness real quick. He would bang the bell or something, then like he would have to go web it up, and it was just like so interesting how they made you, the player, weak in that aspect, like, of the fight. Like, it was very cool.
I like that it wasn't just loud noise too. It had to be a certain frequency of noise.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and move on to the symbiote, because that's going to take up 2 of our bullet points, at least. Because, okay, let's talk about the symbiote as a general substance. Like, it is so cool in this game how they morphed its origin stories, how it's alien goop and the cure for death. And they were just like, yeah.
Yeah, they took Ultimate and Classic and
more slapped them all together. It's like, yeah, this alien goop fell down from the skies. I'm Norman Osborn. I'm gonna put it on my sick kid.
I think the symbiote was always could cure stuff, but it wasn't as much of a bullet point about it as it was in Ultimate, from what I recall. But in Ultimate, it was straight up like, we made this in a lab and it'll cure everything, but it'll make you a weird monster. And in this one, that's pretty much it, but it's also an alien, and a lot of Clintar references.
Yeah, oh my god, like, when they started popping up the different, like, thug symbiotes having the Clintar swirl on them, I was like, oh my god, this is just, like, a comic lover's dream, just to see that. Like,
the fact that,
there's the meteorite fragment that makes Venom super powered and everything. Like, it was so cool to see some of the deep cuts like that getting at least some form of light in a mainstream, like, big ass game too.
And I mean, like, we got a hint at Carnage for later.
Got a hint at Carnage through a cool ass side mission
from a side quest chain.
Yeah,
he's he's a pyromaniac cult leader.
Yeah, and that's the second part of the symbiote. It's the strongest it's like ever been.
Yeah, not weak to fire at all.
Yeah,
not even a little.
Normally symbiote is just like, we got super effective against noise and pretty effective against fire. But now it's just like, no, I can just jump in this furnace wearing the symbiote and be perfectly fine. Like, I thought Harry was gonna die at that point. It's like, the suit will protect me.
So Carnage's leader being a pyromaniac is totally fine.
So like, we are going to get a Carnage with flamethrowers, basically. Like, that is gonna be insane.
That's terrifying.
That was weird when he got his little symbiote. It's still in the tube. Carnage got his symbiote, but he never put it on. But he was holding it, and it just went from black to red.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Just because they know, like,
just they have to. We have to let them know it's Carnage. It's like, well, you called him Cletus. I don't know what else you want to do about it.
You could have had it like get exposed to napalm or something and turn red, or I don't know.
I like the blood thing where it gets in his blood. Yeah, like in the comics. But it's whatever. It was just weird. It was just like he was holding it, and now it's red.
But yeah,
like it should have always been red or something. Like I don't know. Yeah, it was just odd.
Very cool symbiote like material, but we also have the symbiote emotional side.
Oh yeah.
You got to see a little bit with Harry, which was cool because Harry has it. He's like, I'm a superhero now, and then he's a novice at it, so he's doing shit wrong, and then he's getting like pissed off at like Pete and stuff, and like snapping at him for no reason, and he's just like, oh, it's okay, buddy, and then like Pete gets shanked by Kraven.
And Kraven one-shot Spider-Man as well. Caught his fist, stabbed him right in the gut, and broke the knife off inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
he
brutal.
Legit was dying. And then the symbiote was like, got all over him.
Did Harry even mean to give him the symbiote?
No,
it's crawl off
the symbiote. Him? Well, they hinted at it first too. The symbiote
because they like fist bumped and the symbiote like grabbed Peter.
That was so cool. The symbiote they fist bumped and the symbiote was like, and they were like, what the was that?
Yeah, and then they were just like, well, I got a spider symbol now. I guess I'm your sidekick. Also,
and then the
Harry's superhero costume being Agent Venom was so cool to see.
But it basically just crawled off of Harry and went to Peter, and they were like, well, Peter's alive, so I guess it's fine. And then it spit out the knife fragment like 6 hours later, in their time, like in another cutscene. It was just like, and they were like, oh. So I guess it was just working on it slowly the rest of that time. Yeah. Because you can't just yank it out.
But man, did they do Peter being a dick so well in this game. Like, it was very gradual, and the coolest part was, as a symbiote Peter, you got to see the progression of it through his costume, because, like, I mean, I think
it wasn't just rage, it started as selfishness.
Yeah, but, like, you do it, I think it's just based off of, like, main missions you complete, but slowly, the symbiote costume is normally smooth black, and then it starts getting more and more veiny as you progress.
Like veiny and goopy, and the Doc Connors thing was so. I don't think he started getting too much attitude until after that, right? When Doc Connors was like, "We have to get it off you and destroy it," and he goes, like, "Destroy us?" and just like flipped out of there. He's just
like, "You want to break us up? No,
I'm a better Spider-Man with this," and all this kind of stuff. And then talking to himself, he was like, "Harry doesn't even really need it, does he? He's fine."
Yeah. It's like Harry's over here dying, Pete. Like
Harry needs a cane again, like in a day. He's not gonna last long, Pete.
And then one of my favorite aspects of it, like you get a lot of it through the little like phone calls.
It's the same thing as Amazing Spider-Man though. Like, why did his mom live so long? And then Harry, because it was the same in Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like, oh, his dad lived for like 60 years, but he's gonna die in a week.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh,
what?
Weird.
From this genetic disease, but anyway.
But the best showcase of Peter being a dick is during the lizard chase. The lizard fight, too, is very savage. That's more of the symbiote savagery, but Peter
he's like, emotionally... you want me to hurt you? I'll hurt you!
Yeah. Like, when in the lizard chase, like, you have to... Like, he's throwing shit around, and you gotta save everybody, because you're Spider-Man. And Miles is there, and he's like saving people nicely, just like calmly setting them down, like getting them out of the way and everything. Pete's just like throwing people into like out of the way.
Yeah,
like,
yank them out of the way and throw them on the ground.
Like
much.
They could have easily broken an arm or leg or something. Like they'll survive.
You're alive, aren't you?
Yeah. He doesn't even say anything, and then Miles turns around.
Oh, I thought he said that too.
No. Miles doesn't say this, but he gives and it's under his mask, so I don't know why I got this feeling that he says this. But he gives a look at Peter. He's like, "Come on, man, are you f***ing serious? Like, come on!" Like,
oh, and then later MJ calls him and she's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Miles screwed up. Kid sucks."
Basically,
the lizard got away because Peter had to help him stop a ship's propeller from chopping up a bunch of civilians, and that means Miles screwed up.
Oh.
Or something,
okay.
right? I don't know. I don't remember. One of the...
It was basically...
Oh, no, he was stopping the propeller, and Miles had to, like, shock it to
Yeah.
destroy it. And I guess he took too long. I don't know what he's talking about. Miles screwed up, and then... As he's talking to himself, he's like, all these people with their little problems and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, Jesus.
Yuri Lowenthal did phenomenal. Like, we said it about the first one, but, like, he really, like, he went from great to incredible in this one, because, like, you could feel the punch behind, like, all of his emotions in this game. Like, if he's sad, you're sad. If he's angry, you're loving how angry he is. Like, it was very cool how well he voice acted in this game. And, we'll move on from that to the Spider-Man characterizations, because both Spider-Men grow a good bit in this game. Because you have the, like, kind of jealous younger brother with Miles, because, like, Harry comes around.
Oh, yeah, when Harry's around, he's just like, well, he don't need me anymore.
Yeah, he's
then
like,
Harry gets superpowers, and he's like, oh, man.
And it really boils down to Miles, like, kind of, like, finding who he is outside of being the other Spider-Man. And it really, like, culminates into an awesome ending where he becomes the Spider-Man. Because now Peter is retiring and Miles is the Spider-Man.
Well, I don't know if it's a retirement or a break.
It's a retirement. Like, he wants to retire, but Doc Ock ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I read it more like he's going on an extended leave, but maybe it was intended to be a full, like, retiring. I don't know.
I mean, you leave, it gets easier and easier not to go back.
Yeah.
But Miles finding himself becoming, like, being greater, knowing, like, what he has to do, for not forgiving him, but accepting Mr. Negative's apology for killing his dad and moving on to not get vengeance on him was very, very harrowing to see. Like, Miles did a great job too, voice acting wise and everything, and really facial recognition a lot for Miles. Like, very good that way. Like, Pete, I still kind of don't like to look at his face, because I still don't like the new guy. Like, I still hate it. Like,
well, I think Miles's facial expressions are better because I don't think they use a double with a mocap double for him. I think that's just him. I mean, because, like, Yuri Lowenthal's, like, not a 23-year-old, so they had to get a double for 23 or 25-year-old Peter, however old he is now.
I do not understand it. Like, just mocap it on the man, and then you can de-age him in the program, I would assume. Like,
maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, because
being used to the original
when you age,
face,
your mouth doesn't move to a different spot.
I got used to it enough to not really care anymore.
Like, I don't care that much. Like, it didn't ruin the game, but it was still just a little jarring. That is just like, that's.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
And it's like you said, like, the double thing is, like, some of his facial animations are a little wonky compared to everybody else's who's just, like, fluid. It's like they're talking in my TV. Like,
just a real quick thing. How cool would it be if they bring in the Clone Saga and bring back the old character model as, like, Ben Reilly?
Cool. What if what if we do Superior Spider-Man when Doc Ock comes back?
Yeah.
Takes on over.
There's just unlimited possibilities with Spider-Man.
Before we keep gushing about how good this game is, I would like to get our a few negatives out of the way. It's not many.
Yeah. We have, like, 3?
Yeah. I felt like the villains were a little lacking in this one because
in quantity,
not quality.
Yeah.
Quantity.
But Kraven took care of all of them. Like, I didn't necessarily want to fight the same Sinister Six again, but it's like it was pretty much only Kraven and Venom. It wasn't like you fight Scorpion with Rhino, you fight this and that. Like, it was just like Kraven and then Venom.
Well, honestly, based off the Mr. Negative fight, I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, because that was almost the exact same as the first one. Like, it was different.
But Spider-Man has so many villains.
It could have been interesting to do, like, different pair-ups. Like, instead of Scorpion and Rhino, we can do Vulture and Rhino. So now you can't get on the ground or go in the air. Or something like that.
Well, even that. Like, it didn't even have to be those guys again. Spider-Man just has a million villains that could have been, like, good for a few missions. And
now, I will say, we did get a Big Wheel reference at Coney Island.
Yeah.
Coney Island, all the rides were, like, references to other Spider-Man, like, villains. It was really cool to see. But, like, there's more than just the Sinister Six, Kraven, and Venom. Like, we could have had some other stuff. Like, thank God Screwball's not there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Maybe some other, like, kooky villains. Like, we got Mysterio slightly, but then he was like, no, I'm being mind-controlled or blackmailed or something.
That is one thing I really liked about it, though, is a lot of the villains were actually reformed.
Well, that was the beauty
Tombstone,
of it.
That is cool.
Tombstone, Mysterio. Were there others that were actually reformed? Mr. Negative, kind of. But he got busted out of jail against his will, but that wasn't his fault. And I think he's powerless now because he cured Peter's Venom to anti-Venom.
I don't know if he's powerless, but, like, that was a cool way to do
Peter's anti-Venom now because Mr. Negative went in his brain and destroyed whatever symbiote was left over or not destroyed, purified it or something.
Reversed it. That's a really cool way to do anti-Venom, too. Like, just making the black suit white and the spider black.
Secondary negative, and there weren't that many, not that big of a deal, but I did not like chasing the bird drones down. I thought that was annoying. I thought it was stupid.
There were so many of them, too.
It was too many, but it wasn't enough for, like, if there were, like, 10 more, I was like, I'm not getting this platinum.
And it's not even that big of a, like, payoff, either.
It's just like, oh, it was Chameleon was Kraven's brother. Yay.
And you don't even see him, like...
You don't see him, you don't find... Well, you kind of see him, he's, like, spying on his apartment where Spider-Man, he's like, oh, the spider, I am Russian.
But, like, I mean, Chameleon, come on, like, he's, like...
That could have been a cool hunt. Like, you have to hunt him down through the city or something to pick out which person's him, and nothing. He's just...
he's just disguising himself as, like, old ladies and stuff. And
that would have been awesome. It's like Watch Dogs, but he's the villain. Like, or he could just be any NPC.
Here's by far the biggest negative, and I noticed it in the trailers. I don't like Venom's toes.
I didn't even know he had toes.
I think it's weird.
He pointed it out
because in one of the trailers he goes to like stomp on one of the Spider-Man or something. I was like, I don't like that. I saw the toes and I was like, I like having the fake ass shoe feet like in the animated series and stuff. Like, why'd they give him toes? It's weird looking. I don't like it at all. Speaking
of the animated series, quick positive and kind of negative. The suits are way, I'm going to say it again, way good in this game.
Way good.
Because not only do you have like 1,000 suits, but you also have 4 different colors for every suit.
Well, not every suit.
Oh, cool.
Well, most suits, not everyone. Like some of them, it's weird. Like
most
of the movie suits, you don't get alternate colors for it, which is kind of odd.
I think that's pretty much...
That is weird.
I think that's pretty much the only ones. If it's from a movie or an animated series, you don't get alternate skins.
It's probably like licensing issues or something. Like I know, like Sonic the Hedgehog, for example, they're like, no, he has to be blue.
But all
Smash Bros, you can only change his shoes.
But all the ones from like all the ones that are like original to the game or references from comics, I think do get alternate colors.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just the TV shows and movie ones that have the issues.
And some get references to the TV shows hidden in the alternate colors, which is fantastic. Like you get this, you get multiple black suits in the game, obviously. But one of the better ones, I forget what it's actually called, but it's basically the 90s Spider-Man the Animated Series black suit.
I think it's called the Animated Series Symbiote or something like that.
Anyways,
I'm pretty sure it says Animated Series above it.
And the color alts are really just different color shadings.
I wore that one for a long time.
Because, like, you start and it's just regular, but then you can unlock, like, a purple shading to have, like, the purple sheen to it, like in the comics. Or, my favorite is you can get the half red, half blue shading that Venom has in that show. Yeah. And it's really cool to see.
Interesting.
The negative about the costumes is some of them, like, a lot more than you would think, and I know Spider-Man wears red and blue, and there's only so many colors, but they had so many weird, like, green and yellow Spider-Man suits in the game. And it's just like, this is just wrong. Like, green's my favorite color, and that's not Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
Green Spider-Man sounds bad.
Oh, I loved the Craven suit so much.
Craven suit's cool.
I didn't like that Miles and Peter were like identical with the Craven suits.
You get his like lion ruffle.
Is it kind of like shiny Pokemon where it's just a lot of green for no reason?
There is a lot of green. It's normally, I don't know if it's half, but it seemed like a lot of green. Probably just because it stood out so much.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of white, which does look cool. And I think it's the Mysterio one.
The Mysterio one's
you
so
can
good.
put the white on him, and he looks like the white Power Ranger. Like it's weird looking. Like he's got like a chest crest.
He's got like a fishbowl head, kind of, but with a spider face.
Yeah,
interesting.
Spider-Man face in it. Not like 8 eyes, like creepy, but like Spider-Man face.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, well, this is spoiler section, so you already played the game, but the pre-order bonus, like Ultimate Edition suits, not worth it. Like, I'll say that. I didn't use any of them. I thought they looked cool in the trailer, and then I put them on, and I was like, nah, I hate this.
Were those the extras down at the bottom?
Probably.
Okay.
But
because there were some just at the bottom. And
you get a cool one where it's like a biomechanical suit where Miles gets like little spider mandibles.
Ooh.
And it's kind of cool, but it's kind of...
Miles' suit at the end that he made him, like, ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
See, I liked it too, but everybody else on the internet seems to hate it.
Yeah, I like it's got like in the 90s and stuff, they probably still do it, but the shoes would just have that weird goop in them for some reason that you could like squish, and it looks like that all across his suit. Yeah. And I like it, and his hair's out.
I have no idea how a senior in high school made this highly intricate costume, but...
Man, when you're a kid, you got nothing but time.
Yeah.
Not when you're Spider-Man.
Hey, it's fine.
And there's symbiote spires sprouting up throughout all of New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, back to the story and gushing about it, though. They remade Web of Shadows in the best way. Because, like, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, that third act, just like this third act, was like, Symbiote City, baby! That was straight up from Web of Shadows.
I wish that was a verbatim Venom quote.
That's probably from comics. Yeah, I just wish we get quotes from the Venom movies. Just walking around, he's like Venom, just like ass. You unlock Tom Hardy's Venom voice.
Oh God, no.
Hello, Eddie. Sounds like Rover or something. Those movies. You know what? Sony Pictures. You make some good movies, okay? You make some good Spider-Man movies because you made the original trilogy, the Amazing movies, and you made the Spider-Verse movies. But can you off with these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man in it?
Yeah.
Can you off by getting... You have essentially ruined the idea of a live-action Kraven fighting Spider-Man. That's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. I want to see Spider-Man fight Kraven. I want to see Spider-Man fight Morbius. I don't want to see these guys on their own. I don't...
Morbius.
Do a spin-off after the fact! They have to fight Spider-Man!
Not to mention, like, I know it sold a lot, but, like, naked Venom, I hate it so much. He's naked, he's gross.
When he doesn't have the
He doesn't have a spider! Like, ultimately, Venom does look pretty good in live action, and I'll say that. But that's where my compliments end for the Venom franchise. Like, it's a big pile of shit that looks like even shittier when they're fighting, like
a turd in the wind.
Yeah, what the That's not even a saying. Like, come on, man. So, going back to good Venom, he does have a spider
I will
on
give
his
him
chest.
this. They did introduce the symbiote to the MCU, at least at the end of No Way Home. So it's like,
somewhat,
we at least could get a good Venom in a live-action movie for once. It's never happened. It's never once happened, but we might.
So, Venom is Harry Osborn, which...
Oh, yeah,
I like Eddie Brock being Venom more, because, like, the whole, like, down on your luck, both of them being rejected by Peter and, like, finding love in each other is, like, such a heartwarming story. But...
There's still time.
Harry Osborn being
really
Pete's best friend Like
Pete's best friend that was also having the little brother jealousy syndrome.
Yeah, and then they have
With
like
Miles.
a love triangle with the symbiote is like very cool, and then
now the symbiote's jealous because Miles was clanging on that bell or whatever, and Peter was like, ha! And ripped it off. So now everybody hates Miles. And Peter's nice again, and he's like, MJ, I'm sorry. Oh, we got to talk about the tunnel scene with MJ.
It's coming.
But yeah, so I thought it worked so well because like Eddie Brock hasn't been introduced yet, and it'd be kind of weird if it was like Spider-Man 3. It's like I'm Eddie Brock, and that now it's not as thematically cool. Yeah, that I get the symbiote.
They kind of hinted at it towards the beginning with MJ talking about like some dickhead at her like at the Bugle, but that wasn't J. Jonah Jameson. Like it seemed like it was probably gonna be Eddie Brock because she was talking to her like, yeah, you just keep stealing like my stories or something like that. I was like, they might be setting him up, but I'm pretty sure it's Harry.
Eddie.
And then Harry being it was very cool. Now Venom, I mean Venom's always huge, but he seems massive.
He was like 10 feet tall. He was so big.
He's big. He's got big toes. Like he's ready to roll.
The toes.
But the best part is when Venom is finally born, and it's not Black Spider-Friend that's helping out Peter. Like when Venom or the symbiote leaves Harry, goes to Peter, then leaves Peter and goes back on to Harry, and now it's Venom time. Like he just, I guess, from rage grows like to 8 feet tall, and then the ultimate fan service. You get to play as Venom.
You play as Venom, baby.
Like, it was so cool, so unexpected, but at the same time, now that I look at it, not that ridiculously unexpected. Like, I should have known it would happen.
We made
but, like,
Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit, too, because
it was cool.
You played as Venom in that.
Venom played much slower and more powerful, and just, like, far more savage than Spider-Man.
Like, the backbreaker he would do on the finisher, he'd just pick up people and, like, crack them.
Oh, he's just murdering all these agents and everything. You hear Norman on the comms, like, crying, just like, don't hurt my baby boy! And he's
like, Harry, calm down, Harry!
It was an awesome scene that culminates in a pretty good fight against Kraven, because Kraven's fighting the same as he did against Peter and Miles, but now you're slow-ass, strong Venom, so he's kind of, like, harder to fight. And he keeps getting on scaffolding, so like you'll throw something at him, and then it'll break the scaffolding and it'll hurt your ears, so then you can't attack for a little bit. Like it was a very cool, like different boss fight that ends in a way I'm shocked this didn't become like a rated M game with like a head chomp for the ages. Like
straight up Venom bites off Kraven's head and eats it. And then Harry's like a little there still, and he's like, what the f*** did I just do?
Yeah.
And then he goes to his mom's grave, and the symbiote's manipulating him there. The symbiote's talking to him in his head with his mom's voice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's like,
and
no,
it's like,
Harry,
use me to heal the world, Harry.
Yeah.
And it shows a vision of the symbiote goo overtaking the entire world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The whole ass world was what Venom was going to do. Until Peter and Miles stopped him. But one thing Venom did do, we'll talk about the MJ scene real quick. Peter goes home wearing the Venom suit. He's like, man, I'm tired. And then MJ's like, where are you going to give that to our dying friend? He's like, I'm going to bed.
Well, let's talk about it tomorrow, bitch, is pretty much what he said. Like, he was just not even aggressive. He was just so dismissive. He's like, fuck. He's like, MJ, I'm tired. Come on, shut up. But I was just like, god damn, dude.
But then you get like sleepwalking Peter, like going like primal savagery, Venom, like symbiote attacking all the hunters and everything.
Yeah, it did the whole sleepwalky symbiote thing, and Peter's not even there. It's just Venom, no, not Venom, symbiote growling at people. Yeah. No talking. It's just like, Ray!
But then MJ's like, Miles, seal me in the tunnel with them. I know I can bring him back. Yeah, that was a bad mistake, MJ.
For like half a second, maybe.
We do get an MJ segment, which also, quick pause.
Those were much improved.
Much better in this game.
The Deaf Girl segment wasn't great, but it was one time, so calm down about it.
But, yeah, the survival horror run.
I forget her
MJ.
name. What is it?
Haley, I believe.
I almost said Bailey. I was close.
But, yeah, the scene, that was so crazy. When the Venom's, like, weirdly like stalking MJ, and then she like Peter wakes up and he's just like, MJ, run, in the Venom voice. Like, it was so cool. And then it's just like crazy runaway, like almost like the end of Force Awakens. The Star Wars game.
Fallen Order.
That one. Where Darth
That's the
Vader,
movie Force Awakens.
I couldn't remember. There's too many Star Wars. But Vader is chasing Cal Kestis like as an unstoppable force, and that's what the symbiote chasing MJ was like. Like the power difference there was about the same, and it's really cool. And then later as MJ, you're in the symbiote nest, and now you have sound gun, and it's a first-person shooter for a second. Like, that was crazy.
Oh, weird.
And a capable one, third person, not first person. Sorry, but it was a capable third-person shooter
they make
too.
Third-person shooters over there at Insomniac, don't they? Like Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
but yeah, and that sound gun is so powerful.
Speaking of Ratchet and Clank, we got a quick glimpse at Rift Apart through this game with the black cat scene.
What?
Where she has portals going all over the place. It's just like Rift Apart. Because she gets the Wand of Watum or something from
from Ministry of Magic or whatever it's called. That's Harry Potter, but like that, whatever that place is called, the New York place, the
Doctor Strange house with the cool window.
Yeah.
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she gets that, and then it's just like portal time, like chasing her, going through multiple portals, going to Antarctica, riding trains through Antarctica. Like, it was crazy. It was awesome. But one of the best, like, emotional. It wasn't that hard of a fight, but emotionally, it was that hard of a fight. Is when Venom goes to Peter's house and he's like, I'll say this: Venom like knows he's in Peter's head because he keeps calling him Pete in like a very funny way, the same way Harry called him, and it just sounds so funny for Venom to say like Pete.
Candyman's voice.
Yeah, like it was just like the Venom basically like flipping him off, just like, I know all of your best friend's memories now, and I'm gonna use them against you. But then Venom has MJ hostage, and he grabs her like this and shoves her onto the table, and then MJ stands up and she screamed now.
Yeah,
wow.
She
Like
got
the Scream symbiote being MJ was crazy.
Talking shit to Peter the whole time
The whole time she's just like, you don't have a job. And like,
I do everything for you, and like that kind of stuff.
Like literally bringing all of their relationship struggles to light via violence. Like, it was very cool.
That does sound cool.
The Scream's always kind of a dumb one, because it's like, my powers are sound, but sound hurts me so bad. Or not, yeah, I said it right.
Yeah.
But that was a very, that was
cool. That was a very good boss fight.
And then that's when you see all the Venom trees after that fight, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Before that, I don't know.
But we'll kind of start to go towards the end, because we could gush all day about this. But real quick, I don't know if it was Scotty's favorite boss fight, but at least for the power and magnitude of it, fighting Peter symbiote as Miles Morales was like so awesome.
That was one of the better ones. It's either that or the Venom final battle. Like,
I went into this game
Gauntlet or
Spider-Man versus Spider-Man.
You knew it was gonna happen. You knew it had to happen.
I got it, and
Venom versus Venom. You got Venom Strike versus Venom. There you go. Miles has Venom Strike.
Oh yeah. That was the only thing, though. I will say that Venom just started calling himself Venom for no reason. Like, he doesn't have to have a reason for his name.
What's his normal reason?
I don't know. But in Spectacular Spider-Man, Eddie Brock was like, we're now poison to Peter Parker. We are Venom. And that was at least like something, like why he calls himself Venom.
The scariest part of spiders is their venom.
Yeah, and they also never called to attention. Like, I was expecting a Miles quip to just be like, hey man, why'd you name yourself after my powers? Or something. Like, there's no call to any of that. But yeah, Miles fighting Peter was as good as I wanted it to be. And then the final gauntlet of Venom fight at the high school. He's just like, I'm gonna lift this football field into the sky with my venom tentacles, and we're gonna fight, Pete. And then you fight, and it's really cool. And then, like, you hatch this plan, basically, to, like, Pete's fighting Venom, and then Mary Jane and Miles are on the other side of the city stealing the meteorite to go put it in a particle accelerator to destroy it.
Oh, okay.
That'll do it.
Then you're fighting Venom as Pete, and he just, like, he randomly, like, senses, he's like, oh, wait a minute, where's my meteorite? And then he just sprouts wings, and it is the coolest shit, like, I have ever seen. Like, I was playing at, like, 5 a.m., and that happened, and I started screaming, and I woke Aaron up, like, it was crazy.
It's
like,
one of the, it's one of those things that's like, if you tell me about it, it's lame.
yes.
But that I've seen it, and it was cool. But if you told me, like, you're like, yeah, Venom, Spider Wings, I was like, is that the third Venom movie? What the f*** are you talking about? But no, in context...
That was my reaction at first when I heard, but...
In context and in the game with what was going on, it was cool.
It's even cooler that it seemed kind of painful for him, too. Like, he was, like, struggling to work them wings out of his shoulder blades. But now you fight Winged Venom as Miles, and... Venom has learned a lot of Pete's moves from that first fight, so, like, a lot of the moves don't work on him as well. And, like, it was really cool to see that, like, almost like a learning boss in the game. And it was a, what, 3-stage? 4-stage? 5-stage?
I didn't really count.
Super long final boss. Like, very, very good. Only thing I wish they would have done is I wish it would have been the same thing as in the comics and stuff. Venom was on Peter, so now he doesn't activate Peter's spider sense. Like, I wish that was still a thing. Like, I don't know if it would work if it would just be for Peter or for Miles too, but that would have been a cool, like, change up to the gameplay that you can't rely on spider sense anymore.
I did like that, like, they didn't say that that Venom was weak to the Miles' electric powers, but it kind of seemed that they affected the symbiotes a little extra hard.
Yeah.
But anti-Venom affected them the most.
Anti-Venom, you get the anti-Venom bomb, and they just, like, burn away, and, like, that was crazy. Thank God you got that, though. Like, towards the, middle of the game, I was like, God, Miles is just the better one. Like, he has 3 skill trees, now I only have 1.
And then they gave him anti-venom. I was like, how are they going to catch Peter back up? Because, like, Symbiote Peter was how he was keeping up with Miles.
Yeah, luckily, then
exceeding Miles, let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, the Venom and anti-venom, the symbiote powers are so
tentacle
crazy.
grab, where, like, you can upgrade it to, and it's just like, you can grab 10 people, and then the next one's just like, you can grab as many people as you want, baby.
Yeah. Goes from 10 to, like, however many. It's on screen.
God, it was wild.
It's crazy.
And, like, then you beat it, and you get this touching end where Peter's just like, Miles, I am so tired, I want to retire. And then Miles is like, I got this. It's now my city. You go be old and do whatever you want, Pete. And that was it.
And then Norman Osborn's like, it's all Spider-Man's fault, like, for some reason.
It's all Spider-Man's fault. I put this alien on my child, and it didn't go well.
And then, then the stinger at the end with Doc Ock, and he's just like, I'm writing the final chapter. I was like, okay, so is that what the third one's called? Like,
I guess. I mean, that's been like a Spider-Man comic in the past.
Norman's like, Spider-Man hurt my son, and he's just like, good.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn, Ock.
His hatred only grew in prison. Like,
I guess Doc Ock might be coming back. We're gonna get Green Goblin because he said, hey, get the G serum ready because Harry's like comatose now.
Yeah, he's brain dead. He got maxed.
And they did a little teaser at the end. They're bringing in Silk, Cecilia Moon or whatever her name is.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we are going to get. So we have Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. I think we're gonna get Miles Morales 2, and then Spider-Man 3. Then maybe Silk spin-off either after or somewhere in between.
That'd be cool. I'd be so down. Like,
especially if she's very different. Because like
I don't know
Spider-Man
much
and Miles being the same is fine, but like
I don't know much about Silk.
A third one would, if she's very similar, that would just be weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Silk as a character, but I'm excited to hopefully have a vastly different playstyle. I don't know what they call it. I don't know, Silk Strand, something stupid.
I don't know. And who knows? Insomniac's working on that Wolverine game. That might come into play at some point too.
Oh yeah, I think they did confirm it's in the same universe.
Yeah.
Miles gets the cool Wolverine costume.
We got that. We got the cool Wakanda Forever costume. We got a Fantastic Four tease. We got Daredevil anti-tease, and then they put the names back in because the Matt Murdock warrior sign was blank at first, and everyone's like, "This is where Matt Murdock lives. I know it." And then they randomly, in an update, put the words back on it or something. So maybe it just didn't make it through or something. I don't know.
Huh.
But a lot of people are like, "Yep, that's the DLC. It's Daredevil now." And I was like, based off of what?
Yeah. I mean,
game was slightly buggy when it came out. They're probably just patching it in. That being said, I didn't have any bugs.
I got the spider cube.
Right. Really?
Yeah, I got the spider cube.
I wanted the spider cube.
It was only for one outfit, and then when I put it on, it was spider cube. But when I closed the app and reopened it, no more spider cube. But I got it.
They need to make that an actual costume. Just
they might in the next one.
Make a spider cube.
Yeah, like how they did the badly rendered background people.
Yeah.
On that boat.
Yeah, they were just what was it like?
I can't remember.
He said, "Oh, you found me" or something. The nightmare boat people. But ultimately and spectacularly, I would give Spider-Man 2 a 9 out of 10. Scotty, what would you give it?
Probably a 9. 9 sounds good.
I loved it. I didn't really have any major negatives. It was so fun, so concise, to the point, and the side quests weren't the most fantastic, but they were better than the first one. I didn't have to find pigeons, but I got to see Pigeon Man die, and I cried a bit.
God. Yeah, that was so rough. I was like, why'd you make the Pigeon Man? What'd you do to my Pigeon Man? Come on. At least I ain't got to do pigeons.
But that's what we thought of Spider-Man 2. Please let us know what you thought in the comments. Do you like Miles' new evolved suit or not? We like it. I think it's cool.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
I like him showing off his hair. I like his goopy.
He doesn't have to worry about mask hair anymore.
Yeah.
I like his classic suit best. But
yeah, I like that much better.
That's a cool one.
I like it. It's a cool. And be sure to stay tuned, Bro Trio, for more content in the future.